Hello everybody, my name is Guadalupe and today I will be doing my presentation on the philosophy of education. As described in the textbook, the word philosophy is made up of two root words, love and wisdom. Thus, philosophy is the love of wisdom. Some information about myself. I'm a first generation college student from Santa Maria, California. Santa Maria is located up north from Fullerton and is on the Central Coast. It is 30 miles south of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. My goal is to become an educator and inspire my future students, especially within the Latino population. I hope for them to obtain a higher education, and I want my students to reach their goals despite the language barriers. The purpose of education is to guide students to a successful well-being. Education makes a significant difference in children's lives. Some aspects that can be affected by education is a person's mentality, emotions, and economic well-being. Personally, I believe that education is a basic human right. K through 12 education should prepare students for higher education and should also prepare students in the technical skills needed in the workforce. What is the role of the teacher? A teacher's role is to effectively teach while catering to students' needs. It is important to recognize the different types of learning and the various needs of their students. Teachers need to know the demographics of the school that they are teaching. By doing this, teachers will be aware of cultural norms, as well as determining how many students may need accommodations, such as English learners and students with special needs. The teacher must have a positive attitude towards his or her group of students. This will facilitate the students' learning and reduce the level of anxiety. What is the role of the student? The role of the student is to learn. While the teacher must get students to engage in the classroom, the student must ask questions when confused about a topic. It is important for the teacher and the student to have good communication. Students should learn to advocate for themselves to get the proper support. Many times, the teacher does not know what the student needs if they never ask for guidance, and students should be the teacher's main priority. My subject areas are Spanish and English language development at the secondary education level. My goals for my ELD students would be to surpass ELD courses and enter mainstream courses, and to excel in content area subjects such as math, science, and history, despite language barriers. For my Spanish students, I hope to help them acquire a foreign language or enhance their Spanish speaking skills and writing skills for those who already speak the language. I plan to teach both subjects at the high school and community college level. My students will be from grades 9 through 12. I plan to teach at low socioeconomic schools. My students will come from diverse backgrounds. I will possibly have students with disabilities, English learners, foster youth, teen parents, LGBTQ students, migrant students, homeless, and students in a single parent household or those part of transitional families, and much more. Teaching adolescents. Adolescents need guidance into the adult world. These years are crucial to the adult development of a teenager. We must help and guide students and eliminate the school to prison pipeline. I believe that adolescents learn by doing. Students at this age need to be engaged in the classroom and do activities that involve hands-on as well as oral and written components. And the teachers must be able to provide all three of those. How will I teach? I plan to teach instruction according to my students' needs and demographics. I will teach foreign languages, both English and Spanish, to non-native speakers. I can use the same techniques for both languages. I plan to use total physical response, music, and chants to teach my students. I believe these strategies will have the biggest impact on my students. To continue, I will follow curriculum standards and use required textbooks. Along with the required textbooks, I will use books I find relatable to students and connect them to curricular standards. A series of books I can use for both Spanish and ELD students are The Circuit by Francisco Jimenez. Jimenez wrote a three-book series about his life, starting from a young child up into an adolescent. The first book in this three-part series would be The Circuit, and the translated version in Spanish is Cajas de Cartón. Since I plan to work within the Latino community, I believe these books would work efficiently with this group of students. Jimenez was a migrant student and an English learner. He was a first-generation college student. He attended Harvard and he received his master's degree and PhD from Columbia University. He is now a chairman of the Modern Languages and Literature Department, as well as being named the director of the Division in Arts Humanities for Santa Clara University. Assessments. There are various types of assessments that ELD students take. One of the most popular and commonly known is the SELT test. SELT testing is no longer used by public schools and has been replaced by the LPACT. One common misconception about the students who take these exams is that they are all English language learners. But in reality, not everybody who takes these exams are English language learners. In reality, the qualification needed to take this exam is to speak a language in the household that is not English. This exam is given yearly at the beginning of the school year to students until they are able to pass and not be labeled as English language learners. Another type of assessment are formal assessments, which are quizzes or tests given after a chapter or unit. There are also written, oral, and reading formal assessments. Informal assessments are dialogues, creative written prompts, and non-tested or quizzed readings. Overall, I believe the best skill a teacher can have is patience and love for their field. Teaching is not for everybody. As future educators, we must make sure that we look out for our students' best interests and that we prepare ourselves in any way possible to give it our all in the classroom.